Hey, it's Bill with St. Pierre Woodworking. This week, we're taking a slab out of the rack and we're just basically turning it into a wall hanging or a headboard or whatever you want to use it for. So a lot of times we get these slabs that are just not perfect for a table or going to work out for a piece of furniture or something. This one had a big split in it. It had some rod at the end. We put it on the Wood Whiz, got it all flat, brought it up to the shop, started sanding on it. And again, I'm not being perfect with this thing. This isn't going to be a tabletop or something. It's just going to be basically a piece of wall art. So we get it all Wood Whiz, get it up to the shop, get sanding on it. There was a pretty significant crack in it. The slab was still holding together. But the last thing you want is someone to bring something to their vehicle when they buy it and it falls apart. So I chose to go ahead and put some bow ties in it. I don't do bow ties a lot. A lot of people don't like bow ties. I personally don't mind them. We do a lot of them on our CNC machine. But I thought, heck, it's just two of them. I think I'm going to see if I still got it. So cutting out the bow ties on my bandsaw. Right here, I'm just kind of easing the back edge a little bit. And then I'll take them over and I'll trace them on the slab and get them knocked out. A lot of people will do this with a chisel. I have a router and I choose to do it with a router. A lot of, you're going to hear the back and forth. Well, why don't you do it over the chisel? I like to move forward. I like to get things done. So I'm basically taking my 1/4-inch router here, getting all the meat out, getting everything out of there. Not very good dust collection here because the routers really don't have it, but I do have an air gun, so I just kept blowing it out. Getting the edges cleaned up with a chisel. Even this is a very sharp chisel, but because the maple is so soft, it was kind of tearing on me a little bit, but I've done hundreds of these, and I don't know if I've ever got the perfect bow tie. So every now and then I do have to add a little bit of wood filler or wood glue, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't care how good you are, every now and then you need some wood filler. So in this case, I really didn't have the proper color for it, so I just mixed up some of the dust from the slab with a little bit of wood glue and filled in the imperfections. And they weren't big, and I probably could have left it, but I decided just to go ahead and try to tighten it up a little bit. Sanding it down with a sander, making it flush, and it was on to the next bow tie. At this point, I'm starting to think, well, I'm glad there's not 10 of them because I remember how much I hated doing bow ties. And just getting this one cleaned up, getting the rest of the meat out. I'm kind of glad I did at the end, put the bow ties in. I probably didn't have to, but the worst thing is someone taking something to their vehicle after they bought it and it breaks in half or something. So I chose to just go ahead and put the bow ties in. Getting them cleaned up, getting the second one ready to put in there and getting it sanded down. And I was pretty much ready to finish sanding this thing and spray it. So just taking these things, we have a lot of space on our wall in our showroom. I think these things kind of fill it up great. I also think by taking these old slabs that I have without having to cut them up for other projects, it's a great use for them. And here I'm just sanding this second bow tie down, getting everything the way I want it. A little bit more imperfection, so a little bit more sawdust or man glitter and glue and getting everything filled in there. But getting to that point, there was always a problem with hanging these things because they are fairly heavy. I'm guessing this slab might weigh around 75 pounds or so. So I started making these cleats for the back of them, which is basically just taking some 3/4-inch plywood and ripping it on the table saw to a 45 and making one that fastens to the back of the slab and one that fastens to the wall. And then you can basically take it and hang it on the cleat and it will stay there forever as long as you use screws long enough to hold it. So here I'm just putting that one cleat on. I'll put another kicker cleat on the bottom so that when I hang it, the slab doesn't tilt in and look kind of funny. So finally got it all sanded up, putting the first coat of lacquer on it. We'll sand it. We'll put a second coat of lacquer on it and it's basically ready to hang on the wall. 2 people, bring it in, the cleats on the wall, hanging up a junk slab, and you can turn it into a $3,000 headboard. That's what I like to do. Looks great. I'm happy with it.